Hey guys, welcome to the Trash Picture Show. So yeah, I covered Alien Trilogy for the PS1, so it only stands to reason that I cover Alien Resurrection, another alien themed FPS for the PlayStation. This one, however, follows the movie a lot more closely and was developed by Argonaut Studios a whole 3 years though after the release of the movie. It went through different stages of development, first being a Resident Evil style survival horror, then being a third person action game, to finally settling on an FPS. And this game is bastard fucking hard. It's only 10 levels, but some of these can range from 35 minutes to an hour long in gameplay. As I said, the game follows the movie closely. It's set aboard the USM Auriga and sees you control four different characters. Obviously, you play as Sigourney Weaver's Ripley 8, but you also control the character Winona Ryder played of Call, the mechanic aboard the Betty. You also take control of De Stefano. Who is De Stefano, you might ask? Well, that character was played by Raymond Cruz in Alien Resurrection. That's the same actor who plays Tuco in Breaking Bad. You also control Christie, who is played by Gary Dourdan, and if you're wondering who he was, he's the guy who was arrested in real life while working on CSI. The weapons range from really good to about as much use as tits in a fish. My favourite one is the Lasamera battle rifle, or as it's referred to in this game, a pulse rifle. You also get Christie's double pistols, a rocket launcher, a grenade launcher, which is finicky as fuck, a flamethrower that is absolutely useless, a pistol, which I don't even know why they put it in there. However, if you're using Christie, you get dual pistols, and this is slightly better. You also get a badass laser rifle, but only once when you're using Call. Again, these weapons range from really good to absolutely pointless, but they do serve to mix things up in the game. The enemy roster is what you might expect from an Alien game. A majority of your foes will be Xenomorphs, including facehuggers, and by Christ we'll get to them. But you also fight human foes. These range from standard USM troops to special forces troops to hazmat troops who are armed with flamethrowers and will fuck your day up in an instant. As I said before, the worst out of all the foes are the facehuggers. You are going to be taken out by facehuggers more than any other enemy. You turn left, you get facehugged. You go right, you get facehugged. You go through this vent, you get facehugged. Facehuggers are the bane of your fucking existence in this game. And 9 times out of 10, if you enter a room or hit a switch, facehuggers are going to be there. Hell, they mightn't have been there when you entered the room, but they sure as shit are going to be in that room once you flip that switch. Luckily enough, you are given a bit of a redemption in the form of the portable auto dock system, which has a really cool sequence of irradiating the chest burster inside of you. But after about 20 or so times, this gets really fucking old. As bad as the facehuggers are, the adult xenomorphs are not something to be snubbed either. These fuckers are agile, quick, and can crawl and run on any surface. There isn't much of a variation, however in the later stages you do encounter a handful, and I do mean a handful, of blue warrior xenomorphs. These seem to be just that bit more durable and a bit more aggressive, but with the right application of ammunition, you can bring these fuckers down like any other xenomorph in this game. There's also a bunch of enemy bosses you'll encounter throughout the game, the first being General Perez. That's the fucker with the hairy arms who called Ripley a meat byproduct. You end up fighting the general in the wreck area, and he is armed to the fucking teeth. He's also backed up by a bunch of hazmat troops, which really makes the fight unfair, but if you persist with it, he goes down easy. Later on, you end up fighting the Queen herself. This battle requires a mixture of brute force and activating a number of switches, but again, she's not that difficult once you get her pattern down. Lastly, you will end up fighting the Newborn. Yes, that disgusting human-alien hybrid. And no, I don't mean Mark Zuckerberg, I mean that pale monstrosity. This fucker will stalk you through the second last level and once you get aboard the Betty, it's up to you to airlock his fucking pale arse. One great thing about this game is it establishes a very, very spooky atmosphere. Keep in mind, this is a PS1 game from the early 2000s, but thanks to the sound design, you really do feel you're aboard the USM Auriga. There's no music throughout the main game, only in the title menu, and you hear every bump, creak and noise aboard the ship, really heightening the tension and making you feel you are indeed alone aboard this ghost ship. What also adds to the tension is the voice of Father. This is essentially the Auriga's computer system, very like Mother from Alien. This is actually voiced by Steve Gilburn. He provided the voice for Father in the Alien Resurrection movie as well. Strangely enough, Gary Dourdan and Raymond Cruz both voiced their characters respectively. However, these just amount to grunts and squeals of pain. But I suppose a paycheck is a paycheck at the end of the day. Ironically, one of the things that video game reviewers back in the day hated about this game wasn't its difficulty. It was its control system, because it used analog sticks to control the character. Nowadays, it's common practice to use analog sticks in any first-person shooter, but back then they were going on as if it was fucking heresy. I actually find this really helps you play the game, as it allowed you more movement than the D-pad would ever have allowed you to do in this game. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with this game, but at the end of the day, it is a solid first-person shooter, but it's extremely difficult. So, while in space, no one might hear you scream, the neighbours will most certainly hear you scream with frustration as you play this game. My name's Martin, this has been the Trash Picture Show, and yeah guys, have you played Alien Resurrection for the PS1? If so, let me know in the comments below, and did you find this game horrifically difficult? Again, leave your thoughts in the comments below, and yeah, have a good one, take care, bye now.